Hello and welcome back to another video discussing some more details about the upcoming Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown game. This time taking a look at a possible location. So there's several reasons why I think it might be Bahrain, which you've already probably guessed is the location in question today from the title. And firstly, that was kind of prompted by a tweet that Nacon, or Nacon, or whatever they're called, put out recently about their new Revolution Unlimited controller, obviously using the Unlimited name. And yeah, a big thank you to James for bringing this image to my attention, sending it over to me, and yeah, just pointing out the Unlimited name there. But what we didn't realise at the time is actually, if you zoom in on this image, which is just an advert for the Nacon controller, and if you don't know, Nacon, well, Kiloton is a subsidiary of Nacon, so the people developing the new Test Drive game are part of this company that also makes these controllers. But anyway, as I was saying, if you zoom in on the central display of this interior, which is a McLaren P1 if you're wondering, you might notice a race circuit on the screen. Now this could mean nothing, but there's a few other reasons why I think it is Bahrain. But yeah, if you F1 fans out there, you've probably already spotted what this circuit is on the screen. So yeah, I actually noticed this was the Bahrain International Circuit. So that got me thinking, could Test Drive be in Bahrain? Which would be an interesting place for it. But yeah, at first I thought it was kind of interesting that the track was on there, but I thought it wouldn't be Bahrain, because I didn't realise at the time Bahrain is actually an island. So James did a bit of digging for me. It's actually called the Kingdom of Bahrain. There's a main island and several smaller islands around it. A lot of those are actually man-made kind of additions to the island. But yes, it is an island, which, if you don't know, previously they said this new Test Drive game would be another one-to-one island as it was previously. So Bahrain could fit, as Kingdom of Bahrain is in fact an island, which I think is quite interesting. So yeah, could Bahrain be the location of this new game? It would work quite well, I think, for Test Drive. So yeah, as I said, yeah, James did a bit of digging for me, so thank you to him for helping put together some of the information for this video, or gather some of the information. And yeah, it is actually a fair-sized island. I thought it looked quite small to begin with, but if you zoom in, there's actually quite a lot there. So it would be similar size, I think, if not bigger than the Hawaiian island we had on the previous two games. So yeah, and it's not just this that makes me think it's Bahrain. We looked back again, both of us, at the image you've probably seen many times with people thinking about what the location might be. The image of this Koenigsegg and its mirror, and the view you can see through behind shows a building with a sort of cutout shape. And interestingly, there is a pair of buildings in the Bahrain financial harbour that have the same cutout that would be visible from that angle if viewed out of the building opposite, which is called the Villamar Tower, which is a new apartment building that's actually not quite finished, but it's these really nice apartments in there, which fits the Test Drive theme. So if this was, for example, a garage in the apartment, which we kind of think is a garage more than a dealership because it had quite a varied selection of cars in it. So if this was a garage in your house and you were looking out of the Villamar Tower at the financial harbour, the two towers in the financial harbour with that sort of cutout, that is the view you'd get. I've scribbled it on this map here quickly on the computer, kind of circled where the garage would be, and an arrow pointing at the sort of view you'd have of the other tower. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that could potentially work. So these buildings are unfinished, but they're almost done, and they will be these sort of luxury apartments. So that does fit quite well. And like I said, if that was a garage imagine a garage in one of the higher floors of that building looking out across. That is potentially the view you'd have, if we're correct about this. So, yeah, it is quite an interesting one. So that image with the building, obviously, along with the tweet showing the Bahrain circuit, does make me think it's very possible. If it was just a tweet on its own, I'd possibly dismiss it as nothing, but the building could be that building. We've got the tweet showing the Bahrain track, and the Kingdom of Bahrain is an island which is probably about the right size for this. So those three things together make me think it's likely to be the location of the next game. So yeah, what do I think about Bahrain being the location, if indeed it is? I think it could work well, actually. There's a large city in the north. There's quite a lot of desert in the south, but within the city there's a lot of sort of greenery and stuff that they've added. So you've got the two sort of zones. The sort of top half of Bahrain, the north, is almost all city, and then, yeah, the south is almost all desert, which is actually where the racetrack is. But there's a road that goes right down to the south, and then you have those sort of man-made islands, the sort of fish-shaped islands at the bottom, which are kind of cool as well. So you have that other area at the bottom, which I can imagine some more expensive apartments and things being in, which obviously fits the test drive lifestyle theme quite well. And yeah, if we had this alongside another island like we had in the previous game, where you fly from one of the airports, there's actually three in Bahrain, so you could fly to whatever the second island's going to be, which would work quite well. And yeah, carrying on with our look at Bahrain, there is an island towards the north, kind of off the west coast, in the north of the island. There's an island called Al Nassan, which I'm probably pronouncing terribly, and it's out across the sea. And half of the next island along, which I've kind of drawn a red line where the border is also Bahrain. So this long straight highway out across the sea, I think, would be a brilliant road in a game, actually. In test drive, that would be... You can just imagine trying to do a top speed run blasting across this road that's effectively in the sea. So you just got sea either side. I can just imagine driving along there. So I think that would be quite cool. So yeah, an amazing long stretch to test out cars. There are several other sort of high-speed, fast roads. The one thing they don't have is a kind of road around the outside of the island, but it's a game, they can always add one. A lot of Bahrain is still under development. They're building a lot very quickly, so you can imagine a road would end up there, so they can add that maybe. I said earlier there were several airfields and airports, so that you could travel to the other island, but potentially we could do some drag racing or something on one. Everyone loves an airfield drag race, don't they? Everyone seems to want that in their games. And yeah, like I said, there's several, or a lot of expensive apartments and things. It's obviously a very wealthy country, so I think the lifestyle theme that's always been a big part of Test Drive, this location would fit well. So yeah, I really think it would work quite well. I've also had a quick scan round. James helped me out with this as well. We had a quick scan round for car dealerships. We actually found a Ferrari dealer, a McLaren dealer, and a Lamborghini dealer already. So those could just go where they are in the game. I mean, obviously they would add all the others, because you need quite a lot of dealerships in a test drive game to make it have that feeling that the previous games had. So yeah, that could work quite well. I really think it would be quite a good location for it. The other thing is the Bahrain circuit, if it was to be in the game, would be cool, wouldn't it? 'Cause we'd have a proper licensed circuit in an open world game, which is quite unusual. I know people always seem to want that, and it's not really in many other games. Apart from the Formula 1 game, I really struggled to find anything that it was in, which is why a lot of the footage in this video is of Formula 1 cars. Because apart from that, it's not really in any other racing games. So to have it in an open world game, obviously we had the tracks in TDU2 that weren't real, but to have the sort of hidden tracks that you find as you explore the island, but to have a real licensed track in there, would be really cool. It is a really nice circuit, actually, Bahrain. I do enjoy driving that one, so it would be quite a cool one. Something a bit different to a lot of the circuits and things we've got in other games. And yeah, like I say, a fully licensed one would be very cool in an open world game. So yeah, I would be perfectly happy with it being set in Bahrain. And as I said, with the tweet, the building, and the fact it's on an island, which could work as a one-to-one scale thing, I think those three things all together point towards it being Bahrain. I really think it could be the location of the next game. So yeah, we'll wait and see. See if I'm right. But yeah, do let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think it is Bahrain. If you think this is correct. Like I say, there's three things kind of pointing towards it being Bahrain. But if not, let me know where you think it might be. And if it was Bahrain, would that be something you'd want? Like I said, yeah, you know what I think? I think it would be quite a cool location. Something very different to locations we've had in previous open world games. And obviously with the track in there as well, I think it would be quite cool. So yeah, like I say, there's the tweet, there's the image of the building, which could be Financial Harbour building, as viewed from the tower, from the Villamar Tower there. So yeah, there's that, there's the track, and there's the fact it's an island, which is about the right size. So yeah, I really do think this could be it. But yeah, as always, I do look forward to hearing more news about the new Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown game whenever it comes out. And yeah, if we hear anything else, I'll probably, well, anything else major like this that makes me think of a location it might be or anything like that, or some cars that might be coming or something. Yeah, if there's any other major news on it, I will put something together. So yeah, hopefully we will hear more about the new Test Drive game very soon. But like I say, I think Bahrain could be the location. Companies often like to sneak things into other promotional material like that, where they think people won't pick it up. So yeah. Anyway, like I say, I hope to hear more news about Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown soon. But for now, that is going to be all for this video. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.